Hey everyone, and welcome. We use the internet constantly, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on under the hood? In this explainer, we're going to follow a single click on its amazing journey, all the way from your keyboard out across the world and back. Let's dive in.
I mean, really think about it for a second. You type something in, hit enter, and bam, the page just shows up. It feels like magic, doesn't it? But what's really happening behind the scenes to make that happen? Well, that's exactly the trip we're about to take.
All right, so where does this all begin? It starts right where you are, in your very own personal digital neighborhood.
This little neighborhood of yours has a technical name, a local area network, or LAN for short. Basically, it's just all your stuff, your computer, your phone, your printer, all connected in your home or office, able to talk to each other and share things.
So, who are the main players on this little team? Well, first, there's your computer, obviously. Then you've got something called a switch. Think of it like a local traffic cop, just directing data between all your devices inside the house. And then the real star of the show, your router. That's your gateway to the entire world. Okay, so for any of these gadgets to actually talk to each other, they need addresses. It's just like the post office, right? You can't send a letter without a street address. The internet works the exact same way. Every single device needs an address to be found. And that's where the IP address comes into play. It's pretty much the digital home address for your device on the network. It's the whole system that makes sure every little piece of data knows exactly where it's going. I'm sure you've seen one of these before. It looks something like this, a bunch of numbers separated by dots. Yeah, that's it. That's basically the language of addresses on the internet. Now, this next part is super important. Your devices actually have two kinds of addresses. You've got your private IP, which is kind of like your house number on your street. It only matters locally. Then you have your public IP, which is like your full global postal address. There's only one in the entire world. And your router, it's the genius translator between the two. And this is great for security, by the way, because it keeps all your personal devices safely hidden behind that one single public address.
So how do you get from your little local neighborhood out onto the massive global highway of the internet? The answer is gateways. Let's break that down.
And this analogy is just perfect. A gateway is like the main door to a building. If that door is locked, you're stuck inside. You can talk to other people in the building, sure, just like your computer can talk to your printer, but you can't get out into the big wide world. And what is that gateway? You guessed it. It's your router. It's the digital doorman, standing right at the edge of your private network, deciding what gets in and what gets out onto the public internet. All right, so our bags are packed, we've got our address, we're at the front door. Now let's see how our data actually makes the trip.
Okay, get ready for this, because it's pretty wild. When you send something, like an email or a photo, it doesn't travel in one big chunk. Nope, it gets broken up into these tiny little pieces called packets. Think of each packet like a tiny digital postcard, with a to address and a from address written right on it.
And this is where the real race begins. Your computer shoots those packets to your router. The router hands them off to your internet service provider, or ISP. And from there, it's a crazy global relay race. Your packets start hopping from router to router to router all over the world, each hop getting them a little bit closer to where they need to go. Once they finally arrive, say, at Google's server, that server sends a whole new set of packets all the way back to you. And all of this happens in what, a blink of an eye? It's incredible. So you're probably thinking, wait a minute, billions of these little packets flying around the globe, how is that not just complete chaos? And the answer is actually pretty simple. Rules. Everybody agrees to play by the same set of rules. These rules are called network protocols. You can think of them as the universal language of the internet. It's how a computer in Brazil can talk perfectly to a server in Ireland. And the big one, the one you've probably heard of, is TCP/IP. So the IP part, that's the internet protocol we already talked about. It's the address system that gets the packet to the right building. The TCP part, that's the transmission control protocol. It's like the delivery confirmation. It makes sure all the packets arrive, that they're in the right order, and it puts them all back together correctly. Pretty important, right? But wait, there's one more piece to this puzzle. Let's be honest, we humans are good at remembering names, like Google.com, but we're terrible at remembering long strings of numbers. And that's exactly why we have the DNS. It's basically the phone book for the entire internet. Yeah, the Domain Name System, or DNS. Its whole job is to be our translator. When we type in a friendly name like Google.com, The DNS looks it up and translates it into the number-based IP address that computers and routers actually understand. Something like 142.250.190.14.
Okay, so our little packet made it all the way there and back. But what does all of this actually mean for you sitting at home? Well, believe it or not, it kind of makes you the admin of your own network.
No, really. This isn't just some abstract tech talk. This is practical knowledge. The next time your Wi-Fi is acting up, instead of just feeling helpless, you'll actually have a good idea of what might be going on. You'll be able to troubleshoot it yourself.
In fact, here are a couple of super simple commands you can try out right now. Just open up your computer's terminal or command prompt. Type ping.google.com and hit enter. That'll check if you can even reach the outside world. Or if you're on Windows, try ipconfig. That'll show you your device's private IP address. Go on, give it a shot. It's your first peek behind the curtain.
And all this brings us to a huge, fascinating question for the future. You see, the current address system we use, it's called IPv4, only has about 4.3 billion addresses. And for a long time, that seemed like more than enough. But now, with the Internet of Things, we're talking smartwatches, smart fridges, smart cars. Everything is coming online. We are literally running out of addresses. So the big question is, what's next? How are we going to build a system that can handle a future where literally everything is connected to the Internet?